Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you're tuning in from around the globe. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Welcome to the $1 Trillion Tickers broadcast. I'm your host, Matt Riches. This is the second show of the day. This is the Market Open Live. If you missed the pre-market briefing, we're navigating a landscape of high uncertainty. We have a 15-point ceasefire proposal on the table, and the fear and greed index is at 18. The bell's about to ring, and we're just about an hour away from the crude oil inventory numbers. Today's about maintaining negative capability, staying neutral, and reading the price action without needing to be right about the headlines. Market open, market open, market open. 6:30 a.m., March 25th, 2026. The market is open. But let me get into this. Well, actually, since I'm running late, I'm going to just go ahead and skip the mantra. Or we'll get into it later. But let me get on these prices since the market just opened. We got to see what's going on. All right, SPY is up almost 1% at 659.56. QQQ is up 1% at 589.66. NVDA is up 1.5% at 177.97. Apple is up 1% at 254.26. Google is up over 1% at 293.83. Microsoft is up almost 1% at 376.09. Amazon is up 2.5% at 212.32. TSM is up 1% at 347.27. Tesla is up 2% at 391.41. Meta is up 1.25% at 623 cents. AVGO is up almost 1%. And BRK.B is up almost 0.75%. Let me check on this gold. The gold mini is at $90.45. Let me see. We're trying to make that investment. Let me see what we are. We are 17% off right now. That is good. What was the other one? XLG. I'm sure that thing is moving. Yeah. XLG was the other. Let's see. Yeah, XLG is only 8.32% off. You should have got it on Friday. I was tripping. We hit that 10% off. So we'll see how the market reacts. I don't want to get it at market open, but all right, let's run these other prices. SPX is up 0.5% at 6,624. The NAS 100 is up 0.25% at 24,247. The Dow Jones is up almost 0.75% at 46,683. Dow Jones ETF is up over 1% at 466.52. The VIX is at 25.11. The 10-year Treasury note is at 4.33. Gold is 4,566 per ounce. The gold mini is at $90.35. So we do have a gap here we can draw on the chart. Looks like another gap up from yesterday to today, but since today's candle is not closed, I'm not going to draw it yet. Silver Silver gapped up as well. Silver's up 5% at 66.09. Copper Miners ETF also gapped up. It's up 4% at 75.91. AMD is up almost 5%. Shout out AMD, man. Thing is up to 215.23. Bitcoin is at 71,743. iBit is up 3.5% at $40.69. Ethereum is up 1.5% at 2,188. BMNR is up 4.5% at 2173. Palantir is up 2.75% at 159.10. And Robinhood is up 7% at 73.76. Shoot. Alright, let's get into some news. Before we do that, let's put on our 8-chart display. Top left hand corner, we have NVDA. To the right, we have Apple, Google, and Microsoft. Underneath NVIDIA, we have Amazon, TSM, AVGO, and Meta Platforms. Alright, actually, before we do that, see if we get an update on the Fear and Greed Index. It's at 19 now. It's at 19. Let's check out our market caps of these $1 tickers right quick. NVIDIA 4.35 trillion, Apple 3.73 trillion, Google 3.55 trillion, Microsoft 2.79 trillion, Amazon 2.27 trillion, TSM 1.8 trillion, Meta 1.52 trillion, AVGO 1.51 trillion, Tesla 1.48 trillion, BRK.B 1.03 trillion, and Walmart is no longer a $1 trillion ticker, y'all. All right, let's check out the heat map and see how the market is recovering based on this 15-point ceasefire announcement that Trump will be giving at 4 p.m. today. Looks like the market loves it. The market loves it. Who doesn't love it? Energy stocks, MU, AMAT, and Lam Research, and Verizon. But just about everybody else loves the news. Let's check out the sectors and see what the sectors are doing right now. Yes, all the sectors are green except energy, y'all. So the market really likes this idea that the Iran war is about to be over. All right, let's get into some news. As you can probably hear my voice, I'm a little under the weather, but hey, we still here, man. We still doing the show. It's not going to be as good as normal, but hey, we here. Let's go. First clip, Tony Robbins talking about being an owner compared to an operator.
Beginning of their career. Most entrepreneurs in the beginning of their career are operators. Operators do everything. They try to keep everything as tight as possible. They hire the best person they know themselves. And then they hire the next best person they can do. But the best person they know they hire, they also don't pay them enough usually because it's their business to make it go. And you get stuck in a certain plateau unless you get to a point. Like the reason I have all these businesses, how can I possibly run 114 businesses, have 5 kids, 5 grandkids, travel the world, do my speaking, do all the things I do, have a life if I was an operator? I'm an owner. So I've learned how to be an owner. An owner is somebody I've learned how to build teams that can do those things. But to do that, I had to go through the process that most young entrepreneurs don't do, which is you know you can do it better than somebody else, so you do it yourself. And so as long as you do that, then no one else can make the mistakes. They can't learn, they can't grow, and you're tied to the business. So your business is really a paid job, a very paid job, maybe a highly paid job, but it's a job still. Mm-hmm. It's not a business till you can walk away for a month or two and do nothing and have it keep growing. So you have to decide if you want a job or if you want a business. And there's nothing wrong with having as a independent, someone who's owns their own business, that's what they call it. But usually what that person is, they're self-employed, to be a more accurate description. If you own a business, then you have a system that works without you. All these businesses I'm telling you about, I'm strategic. I enter in strategic at different points. I make strategic decisions. I help the teams. But I don't have to be there for them to run, or there's no way on earth I could do what I'm doing. I mean, I'd be run ragged completely. I wouldn't even run ragged. It wouldn't be impossible. So you're at a stage as an entrepreneur where, unless there's nothing wrong with staying self-employed, but if you ever want to get beyond that scarcity mode, you're going to have to take some risks. Not huge ones. They can be risks that you guys can test, in a very simple way with a small amount of money, prove that it works, and then that would be more his strategy, and then move forward. But you're not going to usually, in a relationship, people usually have opposites in how they deal with things.
That was some game right there. You want to be an owner or you want to be an operator? You start as an operator and turn into an owner. So I'm not going to play this clip, but this was from Tesla from the other day when they announced the TerraFab. It has 5 million views, 5.2 million. And it was Elon on the stage. We'll get to that. But next we got Jensen talking to Brad Gershner about Elon. Check it out.
I think what Elon and the X team did, what they achieved is singular. Never been done before. Just to put in perspective, 100,000 GPUs, that's, easily the fastest supercomputer on the planet. That's one cluster. A supercomputer that you would build would take normally 3 years to plan.
Right.
And then they deliver the equipment, and it takes 1 year to get it all working.
Yes.
We're talking about 19 days.
Elon breaking records, y'all. It's never been done before. Don't count out Elon, man. All right, we got Larry Ellison, CEO of Oracle, talking about AI. Quick clip, 30 seconds.
The code that Oracle is writing, Oracle isn't writing. Our AI models are writing. We just tell the model what we want the program to do, and then the AI comes up with a step-by-step process to actually do it. We don't write the procedure. We declare our intent, but the model writes the step-by-step procedure, that thing we commonly think of as a computer program.
There it is, y'all. That's the CEO telling you we don't do it. We let AI do it. So if they're able to do that, it's an AI takeover. All right. Okay, we got some Robinhood news. Robinhood increases buyback program from 400 million to 1.5 billion. Robinhood is a generational company with a massive long-term opportunity, says Shiv Verma, CFO of Robinhood. This authorization reflects the confidence of our management team and the board in our ability to continue delivering innovative products for customers and creating value for shareholders while returning capital over time. Robinhood bought back 1.1 billion of stock, that's 25 million shares, at an average price of 45 over the past 2 years. Yes, we still believe in Robinhood. They've been down for the past couple years. They've been down since we got in January, but it's definitely a long-term play. All right, next. Disney is exiting the deal it signed with OpenAI last year, in which it pledged to invest $1 billion in the company and agreed to license some of its characters for use in Sora. So OpenAI is planning to shut down its standalone app for its Sora video platform. So I don't know when they're shutting it down, but if you use Sora, they're about to shut it down. So you go ahead and make as many videos as you can. They're about to shut that thing down. One of those videos we're playing, I was trying to put these pre-market levels on here. That's what I usually do. Okay, so then we can see where it's at. SPY did breach the pre-market, but it's since reversed. QQQ did not breach the pre-market, and it's currently reversing. NVDA, very strong candle out the gate. Definitely flew through the pre-market. Apple came up, hit the pre-market high and rejected, and now it's heading down. Google, it broke the pre-market but did not close over the pre-market, and now it is fully reversing down. Microsoft, of course, Microsoft broke the pre-market low, and it's headed to the downside. Microsoft can't buy a bucket in the short term. All right, Amazon broke pre-market high. It's trying to recover. TSM has not. Tesla, very strong candle out the gate, but it since pulled back. Meta trying to hold 600. All right, I thought this was interesting. This is from Yahoo Finance. CEOs who started at entry level and made it to the top. Wow, just imagine starting at an entry level position and making it up to CEO. That is powerful. That is powerful, y'all. That is amazing. So we have 6 examples here: Target, Microsoft, GM, Costco, Disney, and Walmart. We know this is very rare, but it's been done in some of the biggest companies in the world. So if you was working for that's why it's very important what company you work for, and that you have the ability to move up. And I thought that was pretty dope. All right, next, Microsoft and NVIDIA are joining forces on a new initiative aimed at breaking nuclear power bottlenecks to build plants quickly. Microsoft and NVIDIA teaming up, y'all. Let's see. Oh, here we go. A New Mexico jury on Tuesday found the Meta platform, which runs Facebook and Instagram and WhatsApp, was liable for failing to protect young people from online dangers. I think they had to pay out too. Let me give me a second to find it. I think it was like 300 million, if I can remember correctly. Yeah, it was 375 million. This was a 2023 lawsuit. Meta will appeal the lawsuit, but it may influence over 5,000 pending lawsuits against social media giants. And push for reforms like mandatory age verification to curb online harms to minors. Oh, I thought this was very interesting. So, Meek Mill's, Philadelphia rapper, says that he's using Claude AI to reclaim business control, including royalty tracking, financial recovery, red flag detection, and structuring a family office from years of disorganized data. This revelation reveals AI's emergent role in empowering artists to bypass traditional managers and lawyers, potentially disrupting the music industry's opaque financial practices. You mean the music industry robbing artists for decades? They called it opaque financial practices. Y'all was robbing artists. You see how they just be wording stuff like that, man? I read another thing that said Meek Mill actually created a tech company and they got bought for $1 billion. Gotta try to find that one. But shout out Meek Mills. Oh, and this is crazy. Check this out. Wait a minute. Look what Walmart trying to do, y'all.
America's biggest retailers rolling out digital shelf price labels for all its stores by the end of the year. Walmart says that having digital price labels will help its store personnel do their jobs better and more effectively and ensure that prices are more uniform across different geographies. But the move is somewhat controversial, as some are worried that having the ability to quickly adapt price labels on the fly could lead to things like demand-based pricing that shifts prices for higher or lower depending on how changing dynamics happen for supply chains. Now, some lawmakers are already in the process of introducing legislation to ban the use of digital shelf labels, or DSLs. It's America's big...
Can you believe that? They said digital price tags, y'all. So they can just change the price whenever they want. If they do that, you know what they gonna do? During busy store hours, we gonna up the price. And during slow hours, we gonna put it back to regular price. So people gonna have to start shopping during non-busy times. On weekends, prices gonna be higher. After everybody get off work, everybody had to do a 9 to 5. So after 5 p.m., prices gonna be higher. Yeah, it's cold, man. Walmart, they cold-blooded for that, man. Alright. I thought this was pretty dope. If you are looking on YouTube, you can see.
Sprout is a robot you actually want to be around. One that's expressive, lightweight, durable, soft to the touch, designed without pinch points, and compliant. It's safe, capable, and ready to go. Sprout is a developer platform for people who want to build, not start from scratch, so you can focus on what excites you and trust the rest to just work. Perception, navigation, and movement right out of the box. Built by our team right here in New York City. A humanoid robot meant to be explored, extended, shared. So that one day robots can live alongside us, around the people who matter most. Sprout is just the beginning of a future built together. What comes next is up to you.
So Amazon just bought this robotics company, and the robot is already walking around and doing stuff. That was basically the commercial. But yeah, Amazon bought this company. So I think it's pretty dope. One thing about the Tesla robot is they said the fingers was one of the hardest things that they had to do to make the fingers work. But I noticed this robot, it doesn't have fingers. It just has like the 4 fingers is like 1, and then it has the thumb part. So it can still pick up stuff, but not. It doesn't have no fingers. That's what I was thinking. Like, man, if the fingers is that difficult for Tesla, why just make it with no fingers, and then get this shit done? Like, what are we doing here? But Elon want that shit to have fingers. I guess he's like, if it's so difficult to figure it out, he's gonna be the only one with robots that have fingers like that. I don't know, but I just thought it was dumb that if that's the hardest part, just make that shit like this company did and get that shit out, get it done, and sell them. But hey, well, I guess if it has a finger, then you could always pull a trigger, huh? Can't pull a trigger with this Amazon robot. That's for the Tesla takeover. The Skynet takeover, y'all. Robots gonna be busting guns. Alright, next. Elon's Boring Company has announced that the company will build 3 tunnels for free. The New Orleans Loop, which is the NOLA Loop, passenger transport in vehicles. The Ravens Loop, which is in Baltimore, passenger transport via vehicles. And a University Hills Loop in Dallas, passenger transport vehicles. The Boring Company will build all 3 pending due diligence and feasibility, as well as 2 additional tunnels, Hendersonville Utility Tunnel in Tennessee and the Morgan's Wonderland Tunnel in San Antonio, if those last 2 are feasible and can get approved. Interesting. If he gonna do it for free, he must be getting paid by the government. He ain't just gonna build it for free. Alright. Oh yeah, okay. I forgot about this. So this is pretty dope. Y'all seen this? We first seen this brother. He did an interview with 19 Keys, High Level Conversations. Or was it? No, it was, they was live on stage. This brother is a scientist, Julian Brown, and he creates, he turns plastic waste into gasoline, what he calls plastoline. And he's built 5 reactors to do that. And just the other day, he put some of his plastoline inside a 2016 Rolls Royce, and it was riding smooth, y'all. Let me play this clip.
Humanity, we are here. Much love to everybody of Huntsville. Thank you to Jabbar Westbrook for dedicating his 2016 Rolls Dawn to be the first Rolls Royce in the world. The first luxury vehicle, first V12 engine in the world to ever operate off of plastoline. 100% gasoline made from plastic waste, 110 octane. Do you guys think it's gonna run? Thank you all so much for being a part of history today. I want to remind everybody that in the after party, because we all know it's gonna run, at Entice Bar and Grill, that's actually... Wait. Now, before I put this plastoline in, we need to make sure that this thing will not start. So, I'm going to hold this mic inside of the ignition while Jabbar hits it, and we're going to see if it'll start.
Nope, it's not starting.
Nothing. Is that starting, Jabbar?
Nope. No, sir.
Is that starting, crowd? All right. You guys ready? Let's change the world, Huntsville. History right now. This is plastiline. Gasoline made 100% from plastic waste. And this is a 2016 Rolls-Royce Dawn. And right now, Jabbar Westbrook has donated this Rolls-Royce to be the first in the world to run off of 100% plastiline. It's completely empty, and now it's time to show the world that plastic is not waste, but it is fuel. Yeah.
That's dope.
That's right. And that's just the beginning.
He did it, y'all. That brother's a genius. You know, he built those reactors in his parents' garage. And he figured a way how to turn plastic waste into gasoline. This brother's a genius. Julian Brown, y'all. Follow him on social media. Alright. Tesla Cybertruck is the only pickup truck, gas or electric, to be awarded the top safety pick in 2026, y'all. The only one. Alright, next. Microsoft CEO. The biggest obstacle to expanding artificial intelligence is persuading people to change the way that they work. Alright. Check this out. Amazon owns a company.
I gotta show you Zooks. This is an incredible product. If you haven't ridden one in Vegas, you have to. No front, no back. It's a beautiful carriage, bi-directional. Let's check this thing out. Of course, put your seatbelt on. Basically ready to go. We're gonna press to start the ride. There's an incredible ambiance when you're in it. There's no steering wheel, there's no pedals, so it just feels different. It's cool. It's like a rolling conference room, or it's just kind of a simple rolling party with your friends. You get in, you get to look at each other, you get to talk, you get to relax. At night, the ceiling lights up with stars. It's quite beautiful. When you get in it, you feel the acceleration, but when you don't see a driver, there's something about your brain that just turns on and turns upside down. First off, how easy it is to pick the music is awesome. And I decision making is like something you're always doing, and I don't want to make more of it. So look how simple this is. Just pick, I'm an 80s guy, just hit 80s hits. Like when you're in this, I've taken a few rides, and you get in it and it's so natural. You start having conversations. Before you know it, you're at your destination, and you almost don't want to be.
Pretty dope, y'all. Robotaxis is out. Service areas are expanding in San Francisco and Vegas soon. Deployments are coming to Austin and Miami. So yeah, man. We in the future, y'all. Alright, I got one more video and we'll be out of here. 1 minute clip, y'all.
Inside this envelope, something Shay Taylor never thought was possible. a med student at Howard, now heading to the residency program at Yale.
I would have never known starting at 18 as a janitor in the hospital that I'll be sitting here as a doctor, going back to the same hospital that I was born at.
That's right. Not only was Shay born at Yale Hospital, she worked there for 10 years as a janitor. She had to after high school, postponing college. Her family needed a paycheck.
I chose at the time to get a job. My mom got sick when I was in my sophomore year of college.
As she helped her mom through illness, she recalls the frustration at the lack of answers and representation. So she started down the path towards becoming a doctor.
I knew that I wanted to make a change. They can look at me and they can see themselves and they can feel safe.
Years of hard work leading to this incredible moment.
That's dope, y'all. That's our Black History for today. Appreciate y'all for tuning in to the show. I think I'll be feeling better tomorrow. But, all right, let me run these prices before we get out of here. Let's check out the heat map. See if there's been any change. Yeah, I see a lot more red on here now. See a lot more red on here now. I see a lot of gray as well. So the market has since pulled back. Check out the fear and greed. Oh, we had 21 on the fear and greed now too. All right, IWM is up 1%. So I was thinking about buying this XLG. I needed to pull back just a little bit more. Probably one more day. One more red day, it'll probably be there, but I don't know. It's probably not going to be a red day today. Depending on what. Yeah, it's down 9% right now. Damn, it's so close. I wanted it at 10% off, though. So I'm going to be watching it throughout the day. Actually, let me put an alert on. It's 10% off. But let me go on a smaller time frame so I can get the alert immediately. There we go. Okay, so we got an alert on that 10% off. So if it is today, I will get the alert. I will buy the shares, and then we will add that to the portfolio. If not, I do like gold is on discount. It's actually pulling back some too. It actually pulled back a lot from the all-time high, which was late January. It's currently almost 18% off. So this is a good buy. This is a good buy as well. I should have bought it yesterday. It was 21% off. But everything gapped up. We'll see. All right. Do we got Nipsey to...
It don't happen overnight, and there's going to be moments when it's really, really frustrating, and there's going to be moments when it's really, really inspiring and empowering. And if you get too high off the highs and too low off the lows, you're going to take yourself on a ride that's very uncomfortable. I think it's just about being committed to the work, appreciating it, when it's good and not stressing too bad when it's bad, just appreciating the work and staying focused on showing up every day. It don't happen overnight, and there's going to be moments when it's really, really frustrating. And there's going to be moments when it's really, really inspiring and empowering. And if you get too high off the highs and too low off the lows, you're going to take yourself on a...
It ain't all good, but it ain't all bad either. So be thankful. Be happy. Smile. We're going to be productive today. We will be productive today. Be happy. Y'all going to be productive today. So just be happy.
How that won't work?
Chase excellence, never chase money. Why? Because money has an incredible way of finding excellence. Did you chase excellence and not money? Do you have the intellectual curiosity to learn everything you can about this incredible industry and master it? Become the smartest person in the room. Have you mastered it?
All right, that's it, y'all. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom.